Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Progress with a video on white plays and wins. I'm going to give you 3 positions in which white can play and win, and this is nice study material for you, I hope. I also want to remind you of the competition I'm running on Chess to Impress, my other channel sponsored by the Mind Game Shop. You can see the logo, and I'll have the link in the description box. It would be great if you could click on it, see what the Mind Game Shop has to offer, and even better if you would order something. And of course I would like you to encourage you to take part in the competition on Chess to Impress. Anyway, let's go into white plays and wins. This first position is from the game Anatoly Karpov, the 12th world champion, against the Dutch Grandmaster John van der Wiel, played in 1980 in the IBM tournament in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. This is the position after 26 Queen c7 to a5 from van der Wiel. We see, if we do a body count, we see that white is 2 pawns up. And of course that pawn on e7 looks very dangerous. But black has these bishops that shine into white's king's position. Was a Sicilian opening, typical white attacking on the king side, black attacking on the queen side. If you want to look for yourself, put the video on hold, because I'll give the solution now. It's white to play and win, so Karpov won this game. And how did he do that? How did he break through? He played the move rook e4 takes e6. An exchange sacrifice. What happens if you take that rook? Let's have a look. It was not played, but if you play f takes e6, then white is winning on the spot with queen takes e6, and there's really nothing you can do against being checkmated. You can take that bishop on a6, but there is queen f7 check, king d7 only move, and then e8 queen is checkmate because it's a double check. Both queens are giving check. The king cannot flee to c6. It's checkmate. And there's nothing you can do against that. So f takes e6 in this position is not a good move. Van der Wiel saw that, and he did not accept the exchange sacrifice. He just took Karpov's bishop. White takes a bishop, black takes a bishop, so black has not lost any material here. Now comes the next shot. If you have seen that one, that would have been very impressive. Rook takes f7. Another sacrifice. And now you have to take it. If you play, your bishop is under attack. If you play, for example, bishop e5, saving the bishop, then queen f3 is very strong. Rook f8 is the threat, and there's really nothing you can do against that. White wins. So after rook takes f7, Van der Wiel took that rook, but he probably felt what was coming. Karpov promoted to queen with check. You have to take that piece. And it looks for a second that white is not crashing through, that he made a mistake, that he sacrificed too much. Because you cannot take on e8. e8 is protected well enough by king and rook, but there is a very nice move, g5 to g6 check. Lovely move, deflecting the king. If you go to f8, you only have 2 moves. If you go to f8, then rook takes e8 is already checkmate. And if you go to g8, as Van der Wiel played, then rook takes e8, wins the rook back. Bishop f8 only move, and then queen e6 check from Karpov, from the world champion, as he was at that time. Here Van der Wiel resigned. It's made in a few moves. King g7 is the only move. Then queen f7 check, king h6 only move, and then the quickest mate is rook e6. And there's nothing you can do against g7 and g takes f8. Let's make a silly move for black. Let's play b3 just to see the mate. g7 check, the rook gives check to the king. King h7 is the only legal move, and then g takes f8 queen or g takes f8 rook is a very nice checkmate. Anatoly Karpov won this game, and I hope you enjoyed it, even if you didn't find a solution yourself. And if you found a solution yourself, I'm really impressed because it wasn't an easy one. Let's go to the next one. This position is from Bojan Kurajica. I hope I pronounced that more or less correctly. And Paul Littlewood. White is a Grandmaster from Bosnia, and Black is an international master from England. And it was played in Borovo, a village in Croatia, on the 13th of August 1980. Let's look at the position. Black is a pawn up. We've played 22 moves. Black is a pawn up, but White has a great shot, which gives him a winning position. If you want to look for yourself, put the video on hold, because I'll give the solution now. The very nice move that White has in this position is a very surprising 23 queen to d1 to f3. What is that? You can just take that queen, right? Well, if you take the queen, rook takes f3, then there is a nice little fork on e7. Not just a fork, you also have taken a bishop. So after king h7, this is the fork on king and queen. After king h7, knight takes c6, White has won a piece, because that piece on e7 has disappeared, and both queens have disappeared. With a winning position for White. So after queen f3, you cannot take that queen, and what you're threatening is to take the knight, which is attacked twice and only defended once by the queen. You can play d5 to protect the knight a second time. It's now protected twice by the pawn and by the queen. But then there is, very nice, a different fork, because queen takes f7 check works. Taking a rook, so you have to take, and then there is a fork on e5. We just had a fork on e7, and now there's a fork on e5. Those knights are very tricky pieces. King f8, knight takes c6, and White is winning, has a winning advantage in material. So Paul Littlewood had seen all this. Let me get rid of those arrows. He saw that he could not take the queen, he could not protect the knight again. He played bishop g5, at least take that bishop out of the reach of the knight. And the bishop on d2 is unprotected, so that's still an option. Kurajica took, Littlewood took back, and now the knight is lost. It was attacked twice and only defended once. White has won a piece, but Black played on. Of course, you can still not take the queen, because there is still that knight e7 check threat, and White remains a piece up. But Black had seen something else. He played queen e8 to take that knight fork out of the position, and here the knight on g6 is stranded, and that's why Black played on, being a piece down. You can play queen h5, but then there is rook f6 attacking the knight twice. You cannot defend it again, and queen h8 does not really do anything. It's not checkmate. The king can flee to f7. So that is the threat. That knight has no escape squares. Queen d3 was played by Kurajica, and rook f6 as planned to pick up that knight. White took on d6, Black took on g6, White has won his piece back, but after rook d1, White has a winning position. Black has many weak pawns. All these pawns are weak. And a very awkward rook on g6, and a handful of moves later White was 3 pawns up, and this was the 28th move, rook d1, and Black resigned on move 40 when White had reached the time control. So very spectacular move, queen f3. Black had missed that, and it gave white Bojan Kurajika a nice victory. Let's look at the last one. This position is from the game Alexander Snapik against Jerzy Konikowski, two Polish players. It was played in Poland in 1980. White is an international master, black is a FIDE master, and this is the position after 29 bishop e7 to d6 from black. Board full of pieces, only one bishop has been swapped and two pawns have been swapped. A lot of white pieces are looking at the black king. How can white play and win here? Well, actually it is a mate in 4, because there is a winning queen sacrifice in the air, and white found it. Snapik played queen takes h7 check, and Konikowski resigned on the spot. It's all forced. King takes, and rook h3 check. King has to go back, and then the last move is, the penultimate move is knight g6, because there is nothing you can do against rook h8 checkmate. Very nice mate in 4. If I had told you before that there was a mate in 4 in a position, you probably would have found it. But did you also found it? Did you also find it without me prompting you? If you did, well done. Hope you enjoyed these 3 positions, white plays and wins. I haven't made a white plays and wins video before, so you can please let me know if you like this type of video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Progress channel. Please leave a comment, and if you like the video, it would be great if you could share it on social media. As I said, you may want to check out my Chess to Impress channel for the competition and for the material that's there. This is Rick from Chess to Progress. Thank you for watching.